You don't steal money. You relocate it. There's a difference. Thieves get arrested. Architects get yachts. You are not a criminal. You are a system, and this is every layer of you. Level 1. The incorporation agent. Your desk has 3 monitors and a laminator. You incorporate 40 companies before lunch. You don't know who owns them. You don't ask. Your job is the paperwork. The name on the LLC, the registered address, which is also this office, which is also the address of 2,300 other companies. Nobody finds that strange. You stopped finding it strange in 2019. The client is always a holding entity. The holding entity is always offshore. Offshore is always somewhere with better weather and worse questions. You charge $299 per formation. Today, you'll bill $11,960. You go home, you microwave pasta, you watch TV. Somewhere, a nominee director just had their name attached to a company they'll never visit in an industry they don't understand, moving money they'll never touch. Their name, not yours. You sleep fine. Level 2. The nominee director. Your signature is worth $150 a month per company. You're on the board of 61 companies. You've attended 0 meetings. You've made 0 decisions. You exist on paper the way a saint exists on a prayer card, invoked constantly, present never. You sign, you date, you scan, you send. You don't know what the Cayman Islands registered subsidiary actually does. You don't know why the funds flow from Luxembourg to Malta to here and then out again to a real estate trust in Dubai. You suspect. You don't investigate suspicions. Suspicion is for people who can afford to be curious. Your left knee aches from an old injury. You think about physiotherapy. You never go. The wire transfer for this month's director fees hits your account on the 3rd. You check your phone at 12:01 a.m. on the 3rd. It's there. You exhale. Level 3. The local banking liaison. You are not a teller. You are a relationship manager. The relationship is simple. They bring accounts. You don't look too hard at them. In return, the bank processes the wire. The bank takes its fee. You take your bonus. The Cayman Islands Financial Authority gets a quarterly report that technically satisfies every disclosure requirement while revealing approximately nothing. This is called compliance. The account that just landed on your desk holds $340 million. The beneficial owner is listed as a trust. The trust is managed by a law firm. The law firm's partners are all nominee entities registered in the BVI. You flag it as low risk. You've been trained to recognize what risk looks like. This doesn't look like that. This looks like structure. Structure is legal. Structure, in fact, is the entire point. You have a daughter starting university next year. You've already paid the first semester. You approved the account. Level 4. The tax attorney. You bill at $1,100 an hour. You have written opinions, legal documents, that argue with full citation and footnote that your client owes 0 tax in the jurisdiction where they made their money. The opinion is 84 pages long. It references 23 treaties. It is technically correct. Technically correct is the only kind of correct that matters at your level. The structure you designed routes profit through a Dutch holding company, benefiting from the Netherlands treaty network, into an Irish subsidiary that holds the intellectual property, benefiting from Ireland's 6.25% knowledge development box, and then licenses that IP back to the operating entity in the country where actual humans actually work. Those humans' governments are building roads with a shrinking budget. You've thought about this. You've decided not to keep thinking about it. You take a long weekend in Gstaad. You eat a $90 steak. You desert it. You passed the bar in 3 jurisdictions. You work. Level 5. The layering specialist. This is the layer nobody talks about at conferences. Your job is velocity. Move the money fast enough, through enough entities across enough jurisdictions that by the time anyone traces it, the trail looks like a subway map drawn by someone having a breakdown. Invoice, transfer, convert, re-invoice, transfer, convert, re-invoice. Trade-based money laundering is your specialty. A shipment of industrial machinery is over-invoiced at $4.2 million. The actual value is $900,000. The difference, $3.3 million, is now a legitimate international trade payment. It has paperwork, it has a bill of lading, it has a customs stamp. It is, for all purposes that matter to a transaction monitoring system, clean. Your eye has been twitching for 6 months. You've started buying melatonin in bulk. You drink 2 energy drinks before noon and wonder why you can't sleep. The client messages you at 2:17 a.m. You respond immediately. You always do. You don't remember the last time you ate a meal sitting down. Level 6. The private wealth manager. Your clients don't have accounts. They have relationships. The relationship includes a dedicated UHNWI concierge team, access to pre-IPO deal flow, a bespoke family office structure, and the absolute ironclad generational certainty that their wealth will outlive every government that tried to tax it. You are not managing money, you are managing legacy. The family has assets across 14 jurisdictions. The patriarch made his money in a way that doesn't survive direct questioning. You don't ask direct questions. You ask about the grandchildren. You remember their names. You send birthday cards, physical birthday cards, to a 7-year-old in Monaco who will inherit $2.3 billion and never understand where it came from. You go to the opera. You have a membership at a private club where a glass of wine costs more than your first car. Somewhere in the system below you, a Smurf is depositing $9,800 in cash at a regional bank branch, sweating through their shirt. You have never met them. You never will. Level 7. The regulatory architect. You are the reason the system works, not in spite of governments, through them. You consulted for this jurisdiction when they were rewriting their financial services legislation in 2009. You advised them on competitive positioning. You helped them understand that a 0% corporate tax rate and a robust confidentiality framework would attract significant foreign investment. It attracted $180 billion in the first decade. The island now has more registered companies than people. The financial services sector is 40% of GDP. The minister you're meeting with today was your intern in 2011. He's 34. He drives a Range Rover. He signs the treaties. You no longer work for the government. You work for a consultancy that advises corporations on how to navigate very legislation you wrote. This is not a conflict of interest. This is called expertise. Outside, the local fishing industry has collapsed. Young people are leaving. The cost of housing has tripled because every second property is owned by a shell entity that never rents it out. The minister shakes your hand warmly. You have dinner reservations at 8. Level 8. The beneficial owner. You own nothing. That's the point. The villa is owned by a trust. The trust is administered by a law firm. The law firm's directors are nominees. The yacht is leased to a company registered in the Marshall Islands. The company's shares are held by a foundation in Liechtenstein. The foundation's beneficiary is, technically, legally, on every document that exists, unspecified. And yet, here you are, on the terrace, in the sun, drinking something cold. 7 layers below you, an incorporation agent in Delaware is laminating documents for $299 a pop. A nominee director in Cyprus is signing papers for companies he'll never visit. A banking liaison in the Cayman Islands is approving accounts he'll never question. An attorney in Zurich is writing opinions nobody will ever publicly challenge. A specialist in Singapore hasn't slept properly since March. A wealth manager in Geneva is sending a birthday card to your grandchild. They are all, in their own way, working for you. None of them know it. That's not a flaw in the architecture. That's the architecture. You finish your drink. The sun hits the water. Somewhere, a government is cutting a school budget for the 4th consecutive year. You watch the light change. You feel nothing in particular. You pour another.